Hi there, Katask. Greetings. So we're trying out lots of variants on vchess.club. So when we last streamed from there were 36 variants, and now there are 52. So there's a lot of new variants to get acquainted with. And one of them is called TwoKings, in which I just got crushed. And the idea of TwoKings is you have to mate either king to win the game. So you can click on My Games. I'll open that in a new tab, and it will see if it opens up the game I just played in TwoKings with opperwezen. So hopefully that opens up in a new tab. And I'll just quickly play the game. It was only 6 moves: e4, e5, knight c3, bishop c5, and d4. Clever pawn sack, because he has queen here check, blocks, and instead of going and grabbing g7, knight here, very nice move. So the point is, queen takes knight will be a double check, and therefore mate, because unless I protect it in some way. Um, and if I protect it in some way, he just grabs on g7, and he has a double threat of knight f6 and queen takes rook. So either way, it was mate. So okay, I'm going to try and learn from that. What can I do the same thing? Let me try and do the same thing on him. So it was a fast d4 and get the queen out. That was the trick. And don't be so fast to move this bishop, because this bishop is defending the king, I guess. Defending the king side. Yep. Okay. So maybe I'll do this. It feels slightly weird that I've got a light squared bishop and a queen. He's got a dark squared bishop and a queen. So we're both lacking one of our normal pieces because of that king being there. Okay, now can I take my bishop out? Or have I been too slow? This takes. He hasn't got anything nasty now, does he? Let's try that now, because I'm trying to be very principled and take my bishop out of the pawn chain. Maybe I should have done knight f3 first, but seems okay. So if I push, no, knight f3. Okay, slightly concerned. Has he got a bishop takes f2 sack? Takes. But no, he hasn't got any checks. I've played h3. Prophylaxis. So I can castle with one king. That seems nice. I have to drag the king over the rook in order to castle. So bishop takes. Okay, I need to get the queen out, just like he did. Maybe we have a symmetric position if he plays h6. He does play h6. Okay, I mean, this is... I don't know, this is the four knights. Okay. I guess his reasoning is this is opening up a line on this king, so I should be concerned. But not overly concerned, to be honest. Maybe I should be. Maybe I should be. So how do I play this? Maybe if I push directly, takes. Yeah, let's push directly. Oh god, oh no, I wish I could take that back. I'm just hanging e4. I am so annoyed with myself. Ah, this is why I'm bad at chess. Is there any counterplay after knight takes e4? Knight takes pawn, knight is knight, pawn takes. I don't know why I did that. Not happy. Do this. And I just always, it's like in your intuition, in your like subconscious imaginings, you always imagine I've got queen takes knight at the end of this. And I don't. I think you're just being generous and letting me off e4. Could just back off and try and be very greedy for material. I think I'm going to do that. Oh my... Oh, I hate this. It's just... Yeah, my subconscious is just kicking in and saying d3 of course is defended by the queen. So I'm not really giving opera a proper game here. But okay, it'll be interesting to see how the dynamics of the checkmate work, even though this is going to be very one-sided. So I've got here, knight. Here's interesting because if okay, so he does this. So I have a check if I want it. Which I don't really want it, but do this. Hitting the knight, I've got to be aware of... Yeah, so I'm hitting the knight. Not so easy to defend. If he ever does pawn takes pawn, I have a double check. Knight takes knight, double check. Which seems... It seems hairy. Okay, so I always have the knight takes knight check, but you can just take back, that's the problem. Okay, I'll just back off. So he's a piece up, so he doesn't want that to be the end of it. Okay, do I want to take the pawn or the knight? Pawn is good, I feel. Interesting. He's got a nice fork on me. Darn it. Okay, yep, well played. That's a nice one. He takes the rook, and it's check. To do this. And then he does that. I think I take with the king. So... So the problem is queen... Yeah, so I could get one king out of the way. How is he mating me here? I'm not quite sure. Oh, he just wants to trade off the queens, which makes sense. Okay, we can't let him have it that easy. So he's threatening a check. Yeah, I'll just step up. So I'm keeping my kings on dark squares. What? He's moving his queen out the way. Okay. I mean, being a rook down doesn't help in this position, but okay. Maybe king here? Try and have an active king. So pawn takes pawn is a little bit risky, but okay. Oh, he might have a check at the end of it. Pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn. Pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, rook takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, queen takes. The problem with queen takes is... Okay, so he sneaks over to that side of the board. So pawn takes pawn, rook takes pawn is the basic issue. Pawn takes pawn. What else could I do? King here. Strange old position. Uh-oh. 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 I have a sense I'm getting mated. Huh. Okay. So it's not mate and one. I want to go queen here and here, checkmate. If I could do two moves in one. But I don't think I've got the time. He's probably got me mated if I do that. But okay, let's try. Sneaky, so if I take the rook, queen here is checkmate, so I can't take the rook. But if I step up, queen there, check, and I can't get out of the way, it was checkmate. So yeah, that's very pretty. I'll do it this way, makes it look more equal at the end. Okay, well played, well played. So let's try something else. Synchrone. Okay, I'm going to stick with the ones that the Opper chooses for now. So both players, we're going to play Synchrone. Both players play a move at the same time. Conflicts are resolved following a few simple rules. In order to not rethink a big part of the code, the white move has to be played before the black one. However, the black player doesn't see it. So both players play at the same time. Now, if both moves arrive on the same square, both pieces disappear, except if one is a king. In this case, only the king remains. If a capture was intended but the target moved, the move is still played but doesn't capture anything. Such captures can be anticipated by capturing our own pieces. If the enemy captures as predicted, his piece disappears. Capturing our own pieces. What does that mean? After e4, d5, e5, queen takes d5, anticipating e takes d5, which isn't played. Okay. Due to this simultaneity, it is possible that a king is captured, for example, after escaping a check in the wrong way, as in the following diagram shows. So capturing the king counts as a win of highest priority. A checkmate wins too, but if your king is captured and the other's still on the board, even if it is mated, you lose. Okay, I see. So capturing is better than mating, is what it's basically trying to say. So I'm going to go here, maybe. Which he's going to predict. Oh no, he just takes my king. Interesting problem he has is does he do pawn takes queen? Because my queen might have moved on. Or does he go queen takes pawn here? Interesting. So now I'm in check. Check's kind of serious because you could just literally take your king next move. And blocking doesn't help is what we've learned. Blocking doesn't help. So I should have gone for the attack rather than gone for the defense. Bishop takes king is kind of powerful. But he knows that I'm going to go king here, so he's probably going to go queen takes queen, not bishop here. That's the problem. So I'm expecting queen takes queen. So that was funny. That was a good escape. Funny escape. So you have to read the opponent's mind. Again, blocking is really hard. Interesting. Oh, it's my move. Could just go here. No, 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 no. Maybe that's not a good move. Maybe... here? Hmm. It's my move. Why is my move not registering? Let's just reload it. Black to move. If I ever did this, you could take, and I don't have time to take back. That's kind of the issue. Okay, I'm going to, but how else do I develop? Okay, I'm just going to do this. So I fully expect knight takes pawn, which is annoying, but what can I do? I mean, he can just go knight takes pawn whenever he wants to. That pawn can't move. Just do it. He did this. That's weird. It's weird because he might take the king, but I might take the bishop. If I just did knight takes bishop, he's already taken my king by that stage, so I guess I have to take... Oh, he's white. Okay, so he gets to play first. So he's probably thinking bishop takes king, and I'm thinking king takes bishop. So that's no use. If I go bishop takes bishop, he's taken my king. If I go king takes bishop, he might have gone... And he's probably moved his bishop out of the way. Okay, I'll just take the bishop. Now what does he do? That's not fair. He gets the king out. Oh, yuck. He gets to take the bishop out. It's quite ridiculous. I can't take it back. It's a check. I guess I'm just going to just do this. He went for that, obviously. Now he's got a decision to take. Do I take the free pawn? But then I take his bishop. So he's probably going to move the bishop out of the way. I think he's going to probably save the bishop. Which means I can torture him a little. With my bishop. Okay, now what's he going to be thinking? He's already moved, so what move has he done? Probably castles. Like, castles would be the obvious thing to do in this position. Let's do this. This is my move, right? I can't move the rook, apparently. Okay, so what do I do? What do I do? I mean, I guess taking the knight out makes sense. Of course, he castled. So now, what would he do in this position? He'd probably take the pawn. Can't see what else he would do, so I'm going to take his pawn. I think he has a point there, which he's going to go for my king. Okay, so he's moved. He's probably moved there, but I could just take it. But he knows I could just take it, so maybe he wouldn't move there. So what else would he do? He might take this pawn. Okay, I'm going to do this. So what's he going to do in this position? I suspect he's going to go knight there, check. If he takes my king, I take his king. That's probably a draw. I think he's going to go for it. Knight there, check. This does my head in, I have to be honest. Okay, so he's moved. Oh no, he hasn't moved. Okay, he's moved. Ha, he took me and I checked him. That's funny. Okay, so for sure he's going to be moving his king. Hi there, Gingerbread Man, Crazy House. We're playing some variants on vchess.club. I don't believe he wouldn't move his king, because if he didn't move his king, I'd just take his king. So I'm expecting Opera in this position to go king h2. I think that's the move he would do. Yeah. So given that he's done king h2, what should I do? I should take the bishop. Ha! Yes. So so what are the rules? Oh my goodness. So basically, this is a game called Synchrone, where both players make their move simultaneously. And well, I'm just trying to figure it out exactly. They both make their move simultaneously. If you capture the opponent king, that's even stronger than checkmate. So if I capture the Oppa's king and he mates me, then I win. Okay, so Oppa's moved in this position. Now, I'm going to be quite I bet you he's done rook e1, so when I take my knight out, he does rook takes knight. That would be his logic. But you see, the thing is, that doesn't work, because even if I go knight there, rook there, my knight's gone again. So what's more likely? More likely is he's done knight here, check. I don't think he'd have done rook takes knight. Well, he could have done. It's just there's no reason why he would have. Yeah, it is interesting. It's possible he's done rook takes knight. I mean, that's the only thing. I could go knight here. Of course he did the check. That was obvious. So he's probably going to try and take my king, or he's going to try and bluff me and take the rook. And it's a gamble. I think he takes my king, or he takes the knight. Suppose he doesn't take the king. I mean, I suppose I move my king. Does he take the knight or the rook? So moving the king is the safe thing to do, but I could bluff him and move, say, the rook, and then if he takes the rook, his knight is looking silly. But I could move the rook and he takes the knight. So it's all yeah. So there's this kind of bluff going on here. So you could take the knight, and then I could take mine. I can move my knight. Yeah, what to do here? This is really hard. I think I want to do this, but then he will take my knight or my rook. So it's not very nice. But then if he just does this, then yeah, I'm in a bit of a dilemma here. Has he taken my king? It's like the most nervous point of the match. Do I bluff it? I don't really have much. Okay, I'm just going to do this. Oh, I'm in check. I'm not allowed to not move my king. That's funny. I'm not allowed to bluff that hard. So I have to move my king. Means he's going to be taking my knight or my rook. That's a shame. Okay, fine. He took my knight. So his next move. Probably knight takes rook. Probably rook here. So rook here is possible, but I could. But if rook here, I do king takes knight. So I'm guessing he will go knight takes rook. I think so. I think he would do that. He could just go rook here, rook here. And if I go bishop there, rook takes. There are too many lines. My king has got too many lines. It's just too annoying. There are too many lines on my king. It's really bad. I have to try and. What would Opper do in this situation? He could go rook here, check, hoping this, or he could have just done this, but he's expecting me to move that. So let's do that. Okay. So he could take his own pawn. That would be a smart thing to do. What else could he do? He could take the bishop. Of course, to take his pawn, he checks me. Okay, so he's now threatening straight up, taking my king. So his next move is probably rook takes king. That would not be unreasonable. So I have to get out. I have to get out of there. Probably go this way, but because of that, I expect his move is actually rook e6. Like if he says he's not gonna bluff. I'm gonna go rook e6. Rook e6 is very likely. So what if I go king here and then just run? That doesn't really work. Ah, this is tough. So I'm expecting rook e6 or rook takes. Okay, I'm just going to move. The thing is, if I go there, rook here it's close to mate. Okay, I'm just going to go here. Okay, I didn't expect rook e2. So Gingerbread Man says, surely you would need a mating position if the king is obliged to move out of check. Take the king. King f8. So what reason I was worried about king f8 is rook here, check. And if I go king takes rook, the rook swaps and I'm on this side. And I don't know, it just looked really awkward. So he's moved. I'm going to do this. Okay, he's got me in check. So this time I think he'll just develop, to be honest. That's what I'm expecting. I'm going to get out of the check. But what I'm expecting is rook c2. Just puts the pressure on. Um, yeah, I'm just going to run. Yeah, I was right the first time. He just develops. Yeah, so for example, if I take the knight, but the knight moves, then my bishop will end up on c3, and the knight will be where it wants to be. So, curious stuff. Okay, so bishop here check is interesting, but I've got something knight takes bishop. Bishop there check is kind of annoying, actually. So if bishop there check, I could go knight here, but then if bishop takes knight here, okay, I'm going to go knight here. Okay. He's going to do some discovery, I expect. So he's going to move his knight somewhere, maybe like knight here. Actually, that is a good move. So I'm very sure he's done knight here as his move. The problem is I can't go bishop here because his next move he'll just go rook takes king. And so bishop takes rook, my bishop will be here, he's already taken my king. So I could go knight here, he does knight there. Let's do that. Of course he did that. Now I think he's going to go knight takes bishop. But my bishop is not going to be there anymore. Of course not. My bishop is not going to be there anymore. I'm not going to go king b5 because I think he's going to go knight takes bishop. After which, of course, I'll move my thing. I'm thinking of bishop g1 check, but bishop g1 check, then he'll go king h1 there and then take my bishop there. That's the only problem. A lot hanging in that line. The problem with bishop takes pawn. Bishop takes pawn is interesting. Okay, I'm doing this. Of course he did that. So in this situation, he could try and go knight takes bishop. He's probably going to go rook takes bishop, or something like this. No, rook takes bishop doesn't work, so I simply take his king. So this is sort of a slightly annoying, because I can try and take his king next move. So I expect him to go king h1. It's a game of reading what he's going to go. King h1, my bishop will be on h2. So king h1... let's just slide out of the way. Of course he went king h1. Now this move, I expect he's going to try and take my knight, like knight takes knight or rook takes knight. So I'm going to take his knight. But I can't take his knight. He could also just go king takes bishop. That's the other thing. So the reason he didn't do king takes bishop last time is because he thought my bishop would move out of the way. And now maybe he'll be tempted to go king takes bishop. So that's the kind of situation. I'm slightly worried he's going to take my knight though. So try and take his knight. Ha ha ha. Okay. Am I not allowed to play king b5 because it'll be moving into check? Yeah, probably right. Now at this point he's going to be pissed off with me with the the fact I still didn't move that bishop. So I think he's going to take my bishop next move. And that's why now I'm going to take his knight. Yeah, now I'm in check. So I need to get out of check. And I'm going to go here. Unfortunately, he's got more pieces than me. That's the only problem. But maybe I go here. Here, but he takes my bishop. So here, he takes my bishop. That's the only problem. So taking the bishop is really annoying because it's my only diagonal piece. If he takes my bishop, I go there, check, then he takes my rook. So he's taking a lot of pieces, that's the only problem. What if I take this pawn? Could take this pawn. Ah, that actually worked. He's probably going to go with the check, like the check looks more powerful, so I'm fully expecting him to go with the check. So, yeah, I block him. So we're playing a good game of mind reading here. And now he even though he wants to take my bishop, if he went rook takes pawn, king takes, that's something to consider. Oh, it's my move. I've only got 30 seconds. He gave me a check. Okay. He thinks I'm going to take the knight. He thinks I'm going to take the knight. It's plus 5 seconds, not long. He's definitely going to go knight takes bishop in this scenario. So I just need to back off, yeah. There's nothing smart I could have done there. Like, I'm in check, so... Oh, but he wasn't... I could have done something smart. I could have got the bishop out and saying he's not going to take me and done that next move. Okay, throw a check. And he's definitely going to go... So he's thinking, because he's going to go rook takes rook, but then I take his king. So he has to move the king. But if he moves the king, I can take the rook. Okay. And then he's going to try and take my rook. Okay, so he didn't do that. So he's trying to think what to do. He might attack my rook. In fact, that's the most likely thing he does, is attack my rook in some way. Oh, I'm in check, I have to move it. And I'm in check again. the most likely thing he does is take another pawn, basically. I could go to c6, but it's a light square, so he's got checks on c6. But then he's got checks with the knight as well, so yeah, tough, tough, tough. Oh, what's happened? Okay. Oh, we're back in the game. We're back in the game. Okay. I can't take any potential. Knight. Okay. Ah, that's so. I thought maybe he goes knight here. Check. Sneaky, sneaky. Okay. Um. Oh, it's my move. Do this. What's he do here? What's he do? He's got so much choice. He probably takes. If he takes my rook, I take his bishop. He might go king takes. Really confusing him here. We're back in it. Maybe he goes king takes, but maybe I just take this rook. That'd be confusing, wouldn't it? Ah, ha 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 ha. Okay, so we both got it game on. Okay. He's if he takes my king, I take his king, and it's a draw. So I think he'll move his king. If he moves his king, I'm just going to take his rook. That's a huge gamble, but that's the gamble I'm willing to take. I'm willing to bet that Opper moves his king here to avoid the draw. Opper does not want to draw. Ah, king takes. Okay, so king takes, of course. Okay, yeah. Big gamble there. Okay, let's go. So what's he going to do next? I've got a slight edge here because it's the rook against knight. He probably defends this pawn, those sorts of ideas. Do this. He's probably going to defend the pawn, but by the time I've taken it, I've gone. So he might want to take the knight, but I've gone by the time I've taken it. So throw in a check. Take that one. He'll definitely move the knight. That's my move. Okay, I throw in a check. If he moves the king, he moves the king, of course. He's afraid for his king. And now this is like a check, so he's going to move the king. Oh, it's my move. I'm slightly afraid that he starts walking his king at me. I don't know what to do then. Because if he moves his king towards mine, he's going to go king takes pawn. That's the point. I know he's going to go king takes pawn. He won't go knight takes rook in case I take his king. So I do this, and now his knight is pinned, so I can take his knight next move. And now his king is a lone king, and he wants to take my rook, but my rook is going to move away. Do this. I'm slightly worried. What if he moves his king towards my king? That's what I'm slightly concerned about. Okay, I do this. So this, I think now his king is a lone king, so I think he can't do anything. Let's have a queen. Okay, how do I mate? I think I just do the usual slide. I was slightly concerned he'd go king takes rook. I don't know how to mate. What? What's going on? This is scary. I don't know how to mate this. Okay. Trying to keep them far away. So you can't move into checks, so therefore I can do this. And I can do this. And checkmate is a valid. Yay! Good game. Offer says mating is a bit similar to chess. Yes, but a little bit scary because yeah, but maybe he couldn't I was worried if king takes rook, but the rook was defended by the queen, so probably it was an illegal move. And I was too worried about it. so I was being a bit too worried. Okay. So I'm asking, can we play another one? Because this variant really does my head in. So if anyone's just joining us, that was a long game. Wow, 70 moves. I didn't need to be so careful. I just realised later. Yeah. So apparently, yeah, he couldn't take because it was protected. So So something really weird about this game is you can take your own pieces as a prediction that he'll take you. So I was predicting he's going to take me, so I just took back anyway. So as a result, I lose my own pawn in doing this, but it's a way of saving time, saving tempo, and I took my own pawn on f7. So you see, I could just being a bit crazy here. I kind of guessed right. He would take on f7, king takes back. Okay. So let's see. We're going to do double army. Double army, accept challenge. My head's hurting right now, and so this is just the game to play when my head is hurting. So let's see. The 4 middle ranks contain a replica of the initial pieces, but the central king has no royal status. The commoner at e3 and e6 on the diagram moves like a king, but it can be captured as any other piece. This variant was suggested by Opper, indeed, initially with additional kings on e3 and e6, thus 2 kings per side. I may implement this version as well, but for now I like this one. So it's Opper's variant, double army, okay. So it's a bit like full board chess. And Gingerbread Man says funny ending and he likes the setup for this one. What if he goes for pawn takes rook, or is that not allowed? This is a long way back. Okay, I'm white here. Yeah, sorry I didn't get everything. Okay, I'm thinking take towards the center. Isn't that a good idea normally? But then that does allow this advance. Maybe this. Maybe this. Because that traps his queen. Yeah, that looks good. Don't need to go for the king in this game. I can go for the queen. So go for the queen. Oh, he had the same idea. Darn. Okay. Well, I'm white, so okay. So it's Opper to play. The kings on e3 and e6 can be taken. They're just king-like pieces. They're like dummy kings. Oh, he's not taking my queen. That's so subtle. It's like okay, I'll take this one then. I'm trying to give my queen some space. He's going to take my king at some point, queen at some point. Ouch! I lose a rook. Okay. So the one weird thing about the commoner is it can sacrifice itself and the king can't. So if I ever move my queen here, for example, it can just sacrifice itself. So he's got ideas coming in. He's got rook takes pawn, actually, I just realised. Could be vaguely annoying. So yeah, the king is not a bad piece. Not a bad piece. I'm thinking of doing some damage, takes, for example. Okay, I don't want him to get a queen. Thank you very much. And it feels right to develop the piece rather than move the existing piece back. So rook takes pawn is slightly concerning me, pawn takes rook is nice, but what I really want to go for is this and this. So he could just take back with the pawn. So if he does, the point is if he doesn't take back the pawn, I've got pawn takes f7, and I want to claim I've created some damage to his king side. So he probably will take back with the d pawn. Oh, he doesn't. Okay, good. I get what I wanted, which is a little bit of damage to his king side with that little check. And I could take this bishop as well. There's no point worrying about these pawns. They're not a big deal. They can be captured back quite easily. What I'm eyeing, of course, is this square, potentially. And so he's going to take back, obviously, yeah, he's going to take back here. And now I'm eyeing this square here. I don't have it just yet, but I could do this. So point is to undermine the knight, and then I can take on d5. And this is not crazy house, so there's no blockers. He does have this pawn takes pawn, but I think I just press ahead with my plan. Taking the knight, and then even pawn takes pawn would be a threat if he doesn't take back. Ah, yes, I hadn't seen this. I hadn't seen this idea. Knight takes pawn, pawn takes pawn. Knight takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, king takes pawn. Or bishop takes pawn. Yeah. So hang on, this is really complicated. How many pieces protecting? I mean, this square I control. He's only got 1, 2, 3 pieces. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. So I can sack here if I want to. Takes. The question is with what pieces? Okay, I'm going to use my knight. Now, the thing is, do I take with the king or the bishop? I think with the king. Just to try and march the king up the board. I mean, even coming in here and so on. Okay, good move, good move. He's hitting h2. He's hitting the rook as well. But I'm going for an attack. So I'm going for that knight. Okay, so he does an exchange. I don't know, just develops a new piece. I've got no problem with that at all. Okay, he hits that knight. That's okay. And my plan was either this point here, takes, push, or king takes knight. I don't know, the king is not such a bad piece. King takes knight. Is that... If I take, push... That doesn't quite work. What about knight here? No, the bishop's hanging. Yeah, the thing is tempo. He could take, queen takes, and he's got now d5. That's the problem. So I have to do this. So the point is just damaging his structures, and I want bishop takes knight and push. But is there something stronger? No, so bishop takes knight. He's always got bishop takes this pawn. That's the annoying thing. I don't like that. Bishop takes knight, push. I'm going to take this knight though. And I'm trying to get in on this diagonal. How's time? Time's okay. So bishop here check, for example, seems reasonable. I could also go queen here check, but I like bishop here check. The point being this square is a little bit weak. backs off. The problem is if I take it, does he have a hit on my... He doesn't have a hit on my queen. This is... Oh, he does have a hit on my queen. He's got rook here, that's annoying. Although I have queen back. But then he's got rook takes bishop, which is also annoying. Rook takes bishop. Yeah, this is so close to being lethal. And yet I don't quite have it. And the reason I didn't quite have it is just back in this previous position, I wanted to be able to divert this bishop and go bishop takes knight first, but I didn't have it. That's annoying. And now I can't really defend. So I back off. He's got rook takes bishop. Bishop takes rook, bishop takes, and I'm losing a rook even at the end. So this is sort of unfortunate. So promising, and yet not quite working. What to do, what to do? Oh. Okay, I just have to do... No, but if I do this, he's also got knight f7. Ugh. So this has just really turned out badly. I don't know what to do. I've just been done. Queen back, rook takes bishop. I can't do anything. Okay, I'll just do this. But yeah, that's the move that lost the game. Looks so nice, but it's not working. This, but yeah, this is all lost now. Yeah. Yep. This is all gone pear-shaped. He's going to double up the rooks, threatening some mates. I don't have time to really get out. Do this, I guess. Does this, hitting my queen. Don't really want to exchange. Guess I just do this. Get out the way. He's got knight takes bishop, unfortunately. Or knight takes knight. It's all just a disaster. Because now I'm losing my queen. And just basically being worse at chess is now killing me. Okay. Takes back. Okay, so what's the situation here? I guess I just have to think, where do I have play in this position? And it's along the G file. He's controlling stuff pretty nicely for now, but let's try and do something fast on the G file. He's slightly ill-developed. That's my only advantage. This square is controlled, this square is controlled, this square is not controlled. this square is controlled by the rook. If I could chuck that rook out in some way, maybe the queen could come into g6, and then things would be nasty. So he's simply going for okay, I'm going for g8. Ah, he just simply pushes. Interesting. And if I go queen here takes, rook here check, king up. Okay, that doesn't work. Is there anything smart I can do? Oh, is this pawn is just falling? Everything is kind of weak. Ah, queen here is interesting though, because there's rook takes pawn. Yeah, so queen here. There is some interesting things. So queen here. Maybe I can still create some play. And what is the situation? Basically, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, but he's like up a couple of exchanges. Rook takes pawn. Up a couple of exchanges. Development-wise, I don't know. Maybe development's okay. Tempted to go knight here, but then his rooks are activating. Knight here just sacks. Well, I'll do it. No, he just takes 2 pieces for the rook. What am I doing? Yeah, this is just stupidity. He can't even take it. Okay, this is just utter stupidity. Ah, resigns. Okay. Okay, good games, Opper. I think. And Gingerbread Man said he's got to go. Yeah, I think that's it. I got to go too. Good games. And I thought the way I moved my commoner into the action. You know, I got him on f7. I moved my commoner into a little bit of a sack, but moving my commoner just to try and create problems on with his king. I thought that was all quite nice. What I didn't quite factor in is this rook is far too active, and it's the dilemma of how to keep the queen this diagonal open while also opening up this bishop diagonal, and I didn't really solve that problem. Maybe if I did, yeah, it's quite difficult to see how to solve that problem. So it all stems from that letting that rook get too active all the way back, but that's because I had other priorities. So it was difficult, and that active rook is what's effectively controlled his position. So maybe in retrospect, the move to do was commoner here to try and get rid of that rook, because the rook was the dangerous piece. Okay, so that's just some last thoughts. Okay, good night everyone. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and catch you next time.